Now at 5, behind bars, 2 men are facing charges in connection to last night's fatal shooting on EB Avenue in Fort Wayne. Good evening. A man is dead, and police say at least 2 men are responsible for his killing. We first told you about it last night on Nightcast.
It happened around 10:15 in the 2100 block of EB Avenue, just southwest of downtown. And to date, police found 2 men who they believe were part of that shooting. News Channel 15's Megan Royst has been following the story and joins us live from where it all happened.
Mark and Heather, a very different scene here tonight on EB Avenue. Last night it looked as if it was a war zone. Police say more than 45 shots were fired at 26-year-old John Holman, who died at Lutheran Hospital. These are the men police believe are responsible for killing Holman last night. 24-year-old Charles Benson and 25-year-old Marcus Lindsay. News Channel 15 overnight reporter Rod Hissong got a hold of this surveillance video that shows last night's fatal shooting unfold. In it, you see several vehicles driving on EB Avenue, a car, van, and a large SUV. Suddenly, the large SUV comes to a stop. Someone jumps out of the right side of that vehicle and begins shooting at the van. You can also hear other shots being fired too. In an exclusive interview, the Deputy Chief of Investigations tells News Channel 15 this video was part of their investigation.
You've seen the video that was from some homes that had surveillance video. It was late at night, it was dark outside. You can clearly see at least one person, and as you mentioned, it does sound as if there were more people involved. There were definitely people driving cars that were involved as well. How many people were in the cars and those kinds of things, we don't know.
Overnight, tips came pouring in, pointing police directly to Benson and Lindsay.
Resulted in us having an investigation over on Maumee with a search warrant where we detained some people.
Now, as mentioned, police served a warrant at a home on Maumee Avenue near Indiana Tech. News Channel 15's Gina Galeros was there all morning and saw everything unfold. That's where we find her tonight with more on that. Gina?
That's right, Megan. I'm in the 1400 block of Maumee Avenue where police were serving what they were calling a high-profile warrant at this house. The warrant was for those suspects in the EB Avenue shooting. Police arrived here around 9 o'clock this morning. An armored vehicle, an unmarked squad car, and several more marked squad cars responded. Maumee Avenue was actually briefly closed. 5 people came out of the house willingly. They were detained for questioning, and as we said, 2 of them have been arrested.
Great police work, and again, great information provided the police department that allows us to do our work to help to bring conclusion to these types of cases.
This house is located adjacent to Indiana Tech, which went on lockdown for the first time in campus history, according to the Vice President of University Relations. Police notified the Director of Facilities and Operations just after 9 o'clock, and the school went on lockdown, notifying students and faculty via email, text, and Twitter. The students I spoke with didn't seem concerned, but the scene outside did cause a distraction. Now, that lockdown lasted about 45 minutes. You'll hear more from police and Indiana Tech coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, we're live in Fort Wayne. Gina Galeros, News Channel 15.
If you were shaken by that video, you can only imagine how people feel in that neighborhood where the shooting happened.
Some of the people who live there saw the entire tragedy unfold before their eyes. News Channel 15's Lamar Holliday continues our coverage tonight. He joins us live from the neighborhood with more on how everyone's doing. Lamar?
Mark and Heather, they can't put into words exactly how they feel about last night's shooting. Now, I did talk to a neighbor earlier this morning, and she says she hasn't been able to sleep after seeing a man lose his life. EB Avenue may look quiet, but there's a lot to talk about here. Last night's shooting has shaken this neighborhood to its core.
Is that your first time ever seeing something like that?
First time ever.
This woman, who didn't want to be identified or shown for safety reasons, was visibly shaken throughout this interview. That's because she saw everything unfold last night. She watched the suspect jump out of the SUV and open fire on the victim. After the shootout, she witnessed the victim taking his final breaths.
He gasped for air a couple of times, and then I didn't hear him breathe again.
The day after it all, these visible reminders bullet holes inside homes, on this car, and shattered glass on the street from the victim's vehicle still have neighbors shaken.
We're confused, really, and still in shock and in awe. We can't believe it happened. You know, I mean, nobody deserves to get shot 49 times.
Now, she told me earlier today that she had a chance to talk with her neighbors and found out that many of them will now get surveillance videos to put around their house. Others may get guns to now protect their families. We're live along EB Avenue tonight. Lamar Holliday, News Channel 15.
That disturbing footage marks Fort Wayne's fourth shooting over the past 6 days.
Police Chief Gary Hamilton says he has never seen a video that shows this type of criminal activity. News Channel 15's Adam Widener spoke exclusively with the police chief, and Adam joins us now live from the newsroom with more on that crime.
Well, police leaders tell me of the past 4 shootings, 3 are gang-related and are connected to some form of retaliation. And after last night, Chief Hamilton says he now plans to beef up patrols that will follow people of interest in the community. Now, we took the surveillance footage to Hamilton and other police leaders this morning. Detectives have been looking at their own copy of the same footage and say it's clear this was a vicious and premeditated attack. With last year's record-breaking homicide count, we've heard a lot about shootings, but Chief Hamilton says actually seeing one puts into perspective how real and dangerous some local criminals are.
You can actually see that we have individuals who have no care for human life, and to with a cold act of violence like this is quite disturbing. We're not going to have that in this community.
Hamilton is meeting with U.S. Marshals on Thursday. He hopes they will help pay for the increase in patrols. Leaders say home surveillance cameras like the one that captured this video are understandably a big help to their investigations. Live in the newsroom, Adam Widener, News Channel 15.